Monday, 19th of January, 2026. There can only be one thing. It's the one, the only Magic Monday Live. And we're talking about lying. Yes. So I'm going to click this button over here. I can do this without even looking at it. He said I can do it without looking at it. Look straight at it. Here we go. Here we go.
It's the start of the week. Grab your coffee cups. It's Magic Monday Live.
Last day of the Christmas crockery. Christine said it has to go away. We've got Christmas crockery and we love it so much. Isn't that beautiful? So it has to go away after today. It's the last day. So I'm enjoying my last few sips. Oh. Great cup of coffee too. Well, welcome everybody. Today is quite a serious one, but I'm trying to have a little bit of a light edge to it. And it's going to be about why we lie, but particularly why we lie to ourselves. So it's that time of the year already, third week in January. People are suddenly realising that going to the gym every day wasn't a good idea. The credit card bill's arriving. Is it Black Monday today? I don't know. I don't like that Black Monday thing. I think it's always a bit, people creating depression over certain things when it doesn't need to be there. But I was quite interested in why we actually tell little lies to ourselves. Little lies, big lies, but mainly the little ones. And I've written some notes, so I will be referring to these because I think it's important that I want to get it all in, and I want to get it all in the right order. So this is the first thing I wrote down when I was planning this at the weekend. Most people think lying is about deceiving others. Actually, the most common lies are the ones we tell ourselves. Especially the things that we say that we fully intend to do, and then we just don't do it. So this isn't about blame today. It isn't about saying, oh, you should do or you shouldn't do that. It's more about an awareness. So I want to talk about an awareness. And the fact that everybody does this, it's only the levels and the impact that I want to explore. So I was trying to think, why do we actually do this? It's always a good way when you start to do one of these sessions to actually ask yourself, why do you do something? What's the motivation? So what's the motivation in lying to ourselves? So we want to feel hopeful, but without paying the price of the action. You can tell I've been in my garage, can't you? Been in my garage, I've been making some things, and I've had my notepad, and these are some of the things I've written down. It's easy to confuse intention with commitment. I thought it was quite a good one. It's true, isn't it? We so often have this idea that our intention is going to be enough, and it's not. It's absolutely not. And then the other one that I wrote down, and I don't know whether I even agree with my own statement here, but it's this. We want the identity of someone who does the thing without actually having done the thing. That's a great reason why we lie, isn't it? So we kind of tell these little lies to ourselves. And if we make a promise to ourselves, but we're not going to keep it, is that us lying to ourselves? Well, no, it's intention. Yeah, but remember, intention is different to commitment. You can see where my circles are going here. This is going to be a big Substack. It's definitely going to be a big Substack. The next thing that I thought about was how we overestimate what we can achieve, and sometimes also underestimate what we can achieve. And we underestimate and overestimate a lot of things about ourselves. So one of the things that we definitely overestimate is how much change we can handle. So we think we want a lot of change, but we don't really. What we want is we want subtle change. That's easier. We also overestimate how good our willpower is. Willpower is finite. We only have so much each day, and it runs out. So if we start giving ourselves these big promises that we're definitely not going to be able to keep, not long before the willpower runs out, and then we feel bad about ourselves. We feel really challenging about that, or challenged about that. We overestimate how easy it will be to stop, start, or change something that we enjoy. Now, that's the key thing there. So we say we're going to change something, but actually the thing that we've changed, we actually quite enjoy doing. So have you still got chocolate left after Christmas? Of course you have. So much of the stuff. And I've had this thing where I just, over Christmas, I'm allowing myself just to eat whatever and do whatever. I know I always end up regretting it. I'm like this after Christmas. But we've still got that bowl of chocolates. And I'm looking at them each night and thinking, if I just have one. Well, just having one is 7 a week. What's that about? So we think we're just going to stop doing it, but I really enjoy it. So I'm having to reframe that one a little bit. How much things we underestimate. We underestimate the power of small, repeatable wins. Swins. I love swins. Small wins. We think, I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change this really big thing. Just do the small thing. Small wins. They're important. We underestimate how quickly our self-trust begins. Self-trust is when we do something for ourselves. And we also underestimate how capable we can become when we do things gradually. So this idea of gradually building up. And so I'm just going through all my notes. I had 2 different notepads, and I tried to combine them all into one. So various bits of paper flying around all over the place. We don't fail because we are weak. We fail because we promise too much too soon. So I have written a lot about something called true will and false will, and some of you might have read my books, and thank you very much if you have. And in there, I talk about the difference between true will and false will. And they sound like this. True will, I'm definitely going to do this. False will, I'm definitely going to do this. They sound the same. It's just making them a little bit different. And the thing that makes them different is the reality that you're going to be able to create a true will muscle. Now, the same way as we might go to the gym and think, I'd like to have great big strong muscles, or I'd like to be super toned all over, or fantastic core, that's fine, but we have to do a little bit at a time. That's how it works. I'm not going to bang on about that. We know that. But if you try and change something too big too quickly, you are effectively creating something called false will. And the story I often tell is I had a wonderful coaching client once, and she said, right, that's it. I've made my mind up. I'm never going to eat bread ever again. And I was like, do you like bread? She goes, I love it. That's what makes me fat. So, well, that's a very honest way to describe it, but do you really want to never eat bread ever again? She goes, honestly, I eat this and I regret it and I'm whatever. I said, okay, truthfully, what are the chances of you never eating bread ever again? Yeah, well, pretty slim. I said, so let's do this. Don't eat bread on Mondays. So Monday is a bread-free day. She goes, oh, that's easy. I said, great, well, let's do that for 2 weeks. She did 2 weeks. We had our next coaching session. How are you getting on? Brilliant. Yeah, no problem. I didn't even think about bread on a Monday. Super. Don't eat bread on Mondays and Wednesdays. All right, okay. Well, why not Mondays and Tuesdays? Just do Mondays and Wednesdays. See how you get on. Mondays and Wednesdays. A couple of weeks went by. Yeah, managed to do that. Then we started. She goes, I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to eat bread on a Monday, Wednesday, Saturday or Sunday. I was like, is that going to work? Know how much you enjoy going out and having a bit of focaccia? You were telling me about that focaccia that you like with a bit of oil drizzled on. Oh, okay. So we changed it. And bit by bit, over 3 months, she decided that she was going to just beat the week. So the idea was 4 days a week, no bread. 3 days a week, she could have bread. And interestingly, the 3 days a week when she could have bread, she sometimes didn't want it. Now that's different from absolutely quitting. The lie would have been, I'm never going to eat bread again. The truth is, I'm not going to have it on a Monday, and so on and so on and so on. And when we start and think about this, when we start and think about where we're going and the costs of it, it's extraordinary. So I wrote these down. I wrote these things down. White lies can sometimes become the big lies to ourselves. So here's a white lie. It doesn't matter. Well, some things do matter, some things don't matter. But just saying everything doesn't matter is a bit of a catch-all and can create a few little problems with those white lies. I'll do it next week, or I'll do it tomorrow. Procrastination lies. Oh my goodness. Procrastination lies. Ah, oh, just one more. That's a great little white lie, isn't it? I'll have just one more. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then we've got the big lies, or I call them the identity lies. And these are things where we say things about ourselves that create our identity, that create a whole set of other challenges. And it's usually things like where we'd say to me, I've got no discipline. I have no self-discipline. Of course you do. You got out of bed. You brushed your teeth. You've got some discipline. It's just tapping into it. It's just finding it. I can't stick to things. People say that. And then the other thing is, it's just how I am. This is just how I am. You see, I'm at an age now, or I'm not able to for whatever reason. And we have these wonderful stories that we tell ourselves that become our identity. And those identities are sometimes lies. They're not really you. There's a thought. Those identities are not really you. There's another identity in there that is much more like you. Now, the cost of all of this stuff is quite important, really. The first thing is your self-confidence drops. When you're telling yourself lots of little lies about yourself and about what you're going to do, what you're not going to do, that type of thing, it's very easy for your confidence levels to drop. Your decision-making becomes hesitant. Now, I'm going to talk a bit about decision-making in a couple of weeks' time. I've got my whole plan for the next 3 months. Quite pleased with myself. In a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to be talking about decision-making and the importance of decision-making and how to help us to make decisions. But if you tell lots of little white lies to yourself, decision-making becomes more challenging. We stop trusting our true intentions and we're led by other people a lot more. So you know what, that thing about tell me what you want, what you really, really want, that kind of comes, tell me what you think other people want of you, what you think other people want of you. And it's much easier to kind of, I'll just fit in with that because that's what other people do. Oh, come on. Come on. And the last one here is our motivation levels drop. And this is not because we're lazy. You're not a lazy person. You're put on this earth to act, to take actions and to do things. It's just that we're tired of failing. We're tired of failing, so we become lazy for going for the new things. And the reason we become tired of failing is we've set ourselves up for failure. So if you're just joining this a little bit later on, and thank you very much for tuning in today, one of the key things about true will is to set yourself up for some successes early on. Small changes, small wins, swins. And when you do that, then you can start and see a difference. Let's see who's here. First, I'm going to Instagram, and I've got a lovely message here I saw it come in from Victoria Wilson Crane. The fabulous Helen Johns shared a habit tracker, and I'm really enjoying logging my swins on there each day. These are the little steps towards my 2026 goals. Boom! Thank you very much, Vic Wilson Crane. Thank you very much, Helen Johns, for sharing it. Annie Watson says, I'm just reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. Well, I mean, he's the master at it, isn't he? He is, absolutely. Loving it. And this live today is just perfect. Thank you, Michael, as ever. Thank you very much, Annie. Who have we got here? Sarah McGough's here. Howdy from Hove. Blue Monday. That's it, not Black Monday. Blue Monday. Dun, 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 dun. I've got that track somewhere. Steve Scarlett's here saying hi from Hailsham. And Belinda Rose Bond is here. Hi, it's Belinda here from Ipswich. How nice to see you, Belinda. Ruth Adams is here in the Highlands. That's nice. And Chris McConnell's here. Hi, happy Blue Monday. A very helpful chat today. Keep it real and keep swinning. Swinning. Sing while you're swinning. That sounds good, doesn't it? Christine Beach is here. Probably from the beach. She goes, hi, Michael, listening from a sunny Tenerife. Oh, that sounds great, doesn't it? And Noel Wincoat is here saying hi, all. Well, thank you very much for your messages. Any other messages, stick them in now. Stick them in the replay. If you watch the replay, just put them in there. I love to see your messages. And if you'd like any more thoughts about sticking with it and about why we lie to ourselves, then my newsletter on Thursday will be about this very same subject, and my Substack is going to go into it in a bit of depth. If you like Substack, I've got a Substack going now. So you go to Substack and you search Michael Heppel, and you'll find me. And it gives me an opportunity to go quite deep with some things and to write about some stuff. Last week I found myself writing about World War II bombers and the science of some other things, and you can put a few more anecdotes in and that type of stuff, and write quite a long piece, a long form piece. And it's lovely because you can sit with a cup of tea and you can just enjoy reading it, rather than the busyness that we have in our lives, and I have to always be protective of people's time. I do my best when I write my newsletters to do that. And the same with today. So I always try and keep these under 17 minutes. Oh, by the way, Alfie Joey's just sent a message here. Monday is marvellous with a dash of Michael. Alfie Joey, boom! I was talking about Alfie Joey last week, and how he once did the greatest intro of all time. I'm not going to tell you about it now. I'm going to trailer this one and tell you about it in maybe a few weeks. Who knows? Might even be next month. I'll fit it in though, and I will tell you about the greatest intro of all time that Alfie Joey did, introducing an event in Newcastle upon Tyne, and it was so awesome. Oh, final message here from Belinda. We put so much pressure on ourselves, don't we? It's sad to see people call Monday blues. Every day is a blessing and full of potential. Couldn't think of a better way to end it. Thank you very much, everybody. Have an outstanding, amazing, brilliant week. And I will see you next Monday for more Magic Monday Live!